All right, welcome to the to a new installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Three reviews up this time, one impressions video, and we're starting off with impressions. So up this time is Time Walker Dark World. I think this is a genre of game that we have yet to cover on the program. And that is the Auto Battler. You know, it's like, if you don't know what it is, well, it's in the name, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Though you might know it more colloquially as auto chess. Like, honestly, auto chess is a bit more, how do we say, involved than what we got here in Time Walker Dark World. But Time Walker is a very small project currently. Now, it's one of the reasons why it's in early access right now. But anyway, Time Walker Dark World is a roguelike auto battler with strategic combat. Like, I gotta admit, I've never played auto chess, so I'm not sure how strategic that game is. But yeah, this game does have strategic elements in the, and tactical elements. Tactics in the sense that you can maneuver your troops, on the battlefield. And strategy, as you can see, you get new powers basically that you can add to your troops, and you will have the chance to unlock job classes like archer and knight and magician. I think priest is the fourth one that's unlocked at the outset. And finally, the last tactical layer is in the inventory, or rather, like, I'm not sure what they like. You see that thing in between the larger inventory and the battle loot? You can put 3 icons into it, and when you put 3 different icons, you can reforge them into a new one. If you've got 3 of the same, you can power them up to the next level. Like, so the idea is, you want to save up like icons, but if you have too many, you're going to have to get rid of some of them. Though it doesn't seem to be a problem in the here and now. Now, it's like, looking at the Steam page, I see a lot of screenshots from areas and experiences I just did not see, because I managed to play to the end of what's currently available twice. And I know it told me that normal mode was unlocked, but I couldn't
maybe
actually
it's from
select
test builds. Who knows?
It could. That's what I'm thinking. Once again, this is one of the problems or issues with early access coverage. I'm not exactly, you're never exactly sure what's in the game at any given moment. Like, anyway, so that's the outline of what the game is. And how does it all come together? So far, it comes together reasonably well. If you're I will say right now, if you're looking for something, not necessarily deep, but complex, that isn't this game. I don't think this game, it'll ever be this game. At least in the sense of, something like, say, Fire Emblem or Advance Wars, or, insert strategy role-playing game that you can lose hours on.
Well, I mean, even most of those you actually control your guys. If I'm reading right in this one, you get to assign your guys weapon types and classes and stuff, and then set up their positions.
Yes.
But then once you start the battle, they just do their own thing.
Yes,
possibly according to a basic AI based on their class.
Yes, and also their positioning, because they have to position themselves at certain points in the battlefield.
Well, yeah, but what position they're trying to be at might depend on their class.
Yes.
Like an archer might want to be a little further away than a sword guy.
Yes, that will happen. Like, like like I said, even putting it's more putting the auto battler aside, because from what I've seen of auto chess and I guess Dodo Underlords, that can that's much more that's more complicated than this, only because you have much more in the way of units. Like, here, currently you are restricted to 4 units. There definitely seems to be plans for more. Like, I'm not sure if that can be unlocked right now. Or even if I saw there are 4 classes to be unlocked, but I'm not sure how you do that. I would see, and this is where it gets hard to critique, because I'm not sure if something is missing because it's haven't been implemented yet, it hasn't been built, or what. But as far as what's easily accessible right here and right now, yeah, it all comes together reasonably well. Like, on the other hand of the equation, it being this streamlined and simple doesn't exactly give me a lot to talk about outside of the basics. I think that's what I could narrow this down to. This game is very basic. Not in a bad way, but at the end of the day, you only have 4 units, 3 inventory slots, and sure, you could engage and the lion's share of the subtler strategy is in the actual items. You putting what on what troop. Fighter, assassin, mage, and priest. That's what the 4th. And you've got your onion knights here. Like I said, in terms of improvements that can be made, that one's easy. The translation. Translation's a bit spotty right now. Not disgustingly so. I mean, I'm willing to bet that this might be machine translated, but it's not like there's typo and misspellings all over the place. But you can definitely tell that this game needs some proofreading, or a localization expert is something to work on the verbiage. And the music's a bit glitchy right now. Once again, it's early access, so I'm going to assume that will get tweaked. I guess another thing here is the portal system. Going into the pink portal, that will bring you to a mini boss, sub boss, mid boss, whatever you want to identify that as. The green portal will be for the end boss. Also worth noting, if you lose a troop in battle, it's not necessarily the end of that troop. They will respawn after the battle is done a limited amount of times. You can't get too lazy with the positioning and such. Because if you, I'm not exactly sure how many times or how that's determined. That's another thing that could be clarified a bit better. Is how many, for lack of a better term, lives a troop has.
I'm looking
before
at the
it doesn't
thing.
respawn. Like,
looking at the screen, it looks like there's a thing that says soul left, and I think that's once you run out of those, you quit respawning.
well, that's not what I was saying. I'm not saying that there isn't a way to figure that out. I'm saying it could be clearer. Soul, like, yeah, I can see the connection, but it doesn't connect as well as, say, lives.
Well, like, it just went down when one of my dudes died, so...
Yeah. I'm just saying that could be clearer. Like, maybe a bit of tutorialization is called for here, just to explain, like, what the different stats are here. Especially if people are rookies to, I hesitate to say the genre, because this genre, strictly speaking, is very new. Like auto battlers, they're a very new genre, but more like strategy and tactical games, or that kind of thing. Like, so let's see. Trying to think of anything else. Nothing's really coming to mind right now. So let me see. In terms of early access period, this is looking to spend at least 6 months in early access. And this is apparently 70% of the content that has been generated is in. So there's a fair bit more to come. And there are more skills. Let's see, EX skills, the resurrection system, class bounds, new skins, level difficulty. So, yeah, it seems like there is much more to come in terms of content and options. But it's a solid base, if nothing else. In terms of pricing, I think this is a game you should pick up in the here and now, or at least give the demo a try. That's another thing. Another thing about early access volatility. The price may shift, and according to the notes, the transformation of the Dark World requires me to hire a large number of little demons to carry out. So the subsequent pricing will also be adjusted, but the range will not be large. So there will be a price increase, but apparently it's not going to be a huge one, which is interesting, because The current price point is $2.99. So that's an easy recommend because we're in what I like to call the cup of coffee zone. You know, it's like $3. That's about the price of a cup of coffee, and not even a fancy cup, from Starbucks. That's more like what it costs at the convenience store. So even if you're disappointed, you're not out much. But as mentioned before, if you want to try before you buy, there is a demo for now. That is another thing that may not last. Especially since we are talking about a demo that was for an early access thing. They may switch out the demo. They may just have it disappear. So my advice is to, download, at least download the demo as soon as you can. Try this out because it may not be there tomorrow. I don't know the plan there. Right, so any other questions, comments, or concerns about Time Walker here?
I think I'm good.
All right.
Oh,
so
I wasn't muted. No, I'm good too.
All right, so that'll about do it for this game here. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Power Revolution 2023 edition.